It does feel, whatever these objects are, one was a balloon. We don't know what the other ones were. We don't know where they came from. A lot of, talk about China. Whatever, it feels like we're kind of creeping down a bad road with arguably our largest competitor and adversary. What's your take?
Well, first of all, Brian, happy Valentine's Day to you. I would be remiss if I didn't offer that.
Thank you.
It feels like a early stages of the second Cold War. I'm reminded, of course, when the former Soviet Union shot down the U-2 spy plane in 1960, which ushered in the most dangerous part of that Cold War. And the rhetoric that's escalating on both sides from the U.S. and China, with denials, allegations going back and forth, breakdown of communication, is got all the trappings of a very worrisome escalation in conflict between, yes, you're right, our largest trading partner, also the world's second superpower. And look, in the last 5 years, we've gone from trade war to tech war to now a new Cold War, and it won't take much to spark a major accidental conflict, which, as you just noted, is the title of my new book.
I'm not going to ask you to dig into whatever these objects are. You probably don't know. Maybe you do know. I certainly don't know. The American government apparently doesn't know. And if they know, they're not really telling us here, Stephen. But there have been some reports that I have read, Wall Street research, whatever, that suggest that there could be signs of a sort of a breach between President Xi Jinping and the army. Do you sense, having lived in China, worked in China, knowing China so well, that there could be some kind of a power struggle within China?
Absolutely not. The very first thing that Xi Jinping did, Brian, when he ascended to his current position, was really to consolidate his control over the People's Liberation Army. He spent a lot of time building alliances and replacing senior officers in the PLA whose loyalty might have been questioned, but now is unflappable when it comes to working closely with the leader of the party. So I think these rumors are without any substance, and I think Xi Jinping is in very firm control of the PLA.
It would probably be good for the world if we had a better relationship than a worse relationship with China. I mean, I know that's like some really, high-level stuff that I just threw at you, Stephen, because we don't need armed conflict. So in your new book, you talk about potential solutions. If you were going to advise the U.S. government, or maybe the Chinese government, what they could do, one easy step. It is Valentine's Day, right? Maybe you got a little bit of a spat with your loved one, and you got to start to make up. What would be that first move that each side could and should make?
Well, let me give you an answer, a very quick one. But let me just say one thing before that. Contrary to what you might hear on your program or what we hear all over America, America does not have a China problem. China does not have an America problem. We have a relationship problem that needs a relationship solution. So my very first step, very appropriate on Valentine's Day, is to move from distrust to trust. And there's a lot of easy things we can do in rebuilding trust, like reopening closed consulates, restarting foreign exchange programs, relaxing restrictions on visa requirements, relaxing restraints on NGOs, a little tougher to do. And then the big things like global health, cyber, and climate change. We can't do anything without trust. My book concludes with a three-part plan. I'm only going to give you the first part because I want you to read the book, Brian. But you asked me for one thing. Trust is more important than anything, and there is no trust right now between the United States and China.